Welcome back to Success International Training Institute. Here we want to make you better than you were before. We want to lift your spirits. We want to encourage you to do well. Today we want to share with you a few tips about saving. How do you save during this crisis that we're all facing? Matter of fact, who would have guessed that we would be living through a pandemic? But here we are. So how do we encourage ourselves? How do we ensure that we come out better than we were before? How do we embrace the challenges that we face? I'm going to be sharing with you 10 simple tips for saving during this time, preserving your finances, and yes, come out much better, much stronger, much more confident than you were before. We're all going to get through this together. And so let's go. Tip number 1. Prioritize your needs. There are things that we've been spending money on that we don't really need. We have been spending frivolously, some of us. We have been spending on things that we regret soon after. So then take time to look closely at the things you've been spending on. Get your list out. Divide those expenses into needs and wants. When you look at what you have classified as a need, ensure that it is those set of expenses that you absolutely can't do without. They have very significant effect and impact on you. If they're not, then categorize those as wants. Yes, you may like something. You may have an immediate rush to get something, but it doesn't mean if you don't get it that the world is going to come to an end. And need is something that you really can't live without, like food and shelter and clothing. Wants, another suit, a suit of a different color, a bag with a different shape. Those are really things you can do without right now. So prioritize your needs. Tip number 2. Cancel all unnecessary subscriptions. What do I refer to as unnecessary subscriptions at this time? Subscription to the gyms. Do you realize that everyone is really at home now, or most of us are at home? So you can actually research on YouTube, find exercises that you can do in your houses. Then you also want to take a look at subscriptions to maybe magazines, newspapers. You want to look at different professional organizations that you may have been subscribing to. That's a great way to save some money. So cancel them. Matter of fact, you can think of going back to them later if you want, or you can just cancel them forever. This is a time to take a hard look at those areas that really isn't so very important to you right now. Tip number 3, cook your own meals. I don't know how it is with you, but this is a time I believe you can get excited about tasting your own cooking. What does it taste like to eat out of your own kitchen? When was the last time you ate from your own kitchen? Prepare some new recipes. Prepare some meals that you probably dreamt of, that you've always been looking at other people's meals when you go to the restaurants, and see if you can try them yourself. A matter of fact, get your family to help you along, get your children to join you in the kitchen. Make it an event. Make it an event. Make it an exciting time in your kitchen, and you're going to be surprised at how much you can save per week if you cut down on shopping for prepackaged foods, carbonated beverages. Make some nice juice. It's gonna just do your body well. Cook your own meal. That way you know what is going in your meals. It probably is healthier even. And what we're talking about is ensuring that you're saving every penny that you can. So get to cooking. Taste what it is that's in your pantry. Now, if you've been with us for any time on this channel, you'll know that I love to talk about budgeting. It's one area of life that is going to get you to really understand and appreciate the kind of things that you are spending on and whether or not you're saving, whether or not you're spending wisely. So, tip number 4 is budgeting. Budget for every single penny that you have. If you're going to go to the stores, decide on the items you're going to buy, and don't do that while you're in the store. Sit, you have time now. Sit, make a list of all those items that you want, and then assign a budget, assign an amount of money that you intend to spend. Try not to go over that. What you also want to do is plan your weekly activities. So if you're going to go into town, for example, see how many places or how many things you can actually get done. Pay your bills, maybe meet with people, doesn't matter. What I'm saying, I want you to get into budgeting. Budget for your food, budget for your clothing, budget for your utilities, budget for your education, budget everything that you can budget. Then you're going to take a hard look at those areas. Are those expenses that you have there really important now? Can you actually cut back on some of the things? Can you reduce or can you eliminate some things that you've been spending on over the years and months, and which would have gotten you into a very tight financial situation? Budgeting is a key tool to your financial freedom. It's a key tool to your mental health. The budgeting tool is not so very critical in this. What you have to do is to get into the habit of planning. Get into the habit of really recognizing on paper what it is that you're spending on. In this pandemic, what I want you to do is to be able to maximize on those areas that you can save on. Optimize your saving. Cut out those unnecessary expenses, and budgeting helps you to do that. The next tip I want to give you is that you must shop for things that are on sale. Shop for things that are discounted. Shop on the clearance rack. You imagine during this time that many suppliers are looking for ways to make a sale. As a result of that, they are reducing their items. You're going to find more things on sale now. You're going to find things that are at a cheaper rate and they are still good. A matter of fact, the same brand name items that you've been shopping for on the expensive shelves and racks, you're likely to see them now in the clearance or going on sale. So imagine how much you can save per week, per shopping trip, if you shop for those things that are discounted at this time. Take advantage of every benefit that you can get. And one of that is for you to exercise a better judgment in your shopping habits. So you can exercise better judgment in these days. And part of that process is to be wise in your shopping. Many persons are offering items for sale. Take advantage of that. What is my next saving tip for you? That is to shop in bulk. So we've been talking about budgeting and shopping for things that are on sale. Now the next thing you are to do is to ensure that you're buying in larger quantities. When you purchase things in larger quantities, you're going to benefit from the discount that the supplier gives. You can now save not just on the cost for the item, but you can save on, for example, transportation to get there. With the reduced frequency that you're going to be able to experience, that money is going to be a good part of your saving plan. That money is going to come in handy. So if you buy in bulk, imagine now that you are going to the stores maybe just once in every 2 weeks. Instead of going there every day, you make your trips less frequent. Not only is it reducing your exposure to this virus that is going along, but it is also allowing you to keep back money in your pocket. If you're going to be free If you're going to experience any kind of wealth, you have to ensure that there is money left in your pocket. When you shop in bulk, there are so many advantages to that. And that allows you to save. That's the biggest one, really. So I'm encouraging you to shop in bulk. Now, as I consider what's happening during these days, I realize that prior to this crisis, we were facing serious challenges paying up our debts, paying interest on our debts. And one of the benefits now that we have in front of us is that many institutions are really giving a reprieve in that area. The tip, therefore, is for you to delay your payment. You find that every single thing now is negotiable. Those things that were hardwired before that couldn't be moved, you wouldn't be getting the ears of these suppliers. They're very willing now to listen to you. You're going to be able to negotiate with them, discuss how it is you can delay your payment without incurring any charges. So any payment that you can afford to defer for a later date, maximize on that. Take advantage of that. It could be your credit card. It could be your student loans. It could be your mortgages. A matter of fact, institutions are giving moratorium now on your mortgages. You are going to benefit now more than ever. So now is the time when you must take advantage of the breaks you're getting, the financial breaks that are key, that you've been longing for. Here it is. They are right at your fingertips. So long as you qualify, don't hesitate to sign up. Don't hesitate to take them. Stretch those payments out for as long as you possibly can if you're not going to incur any amount of charges on them. My next tip is for you to apply for the stimulus funds that governments are now offering. In this season, almost all governments across the globe are offering some kind of assistance, financial assistance for their citizens. Now, there are conditions to be met, so you have to do some work, research whether or not you actually qualify for these stimulus programs and apply for these packages. Don't allow pride to get in the way of you benefiting from a program that was geared towards you in the first place. Also, institutions, apart from government, are offering funds to help, for example, small entrepreneurs or individuals who are willing to start up a business during this crisis. There are funding available for a lot of businesses. If you would only do some research, you'll be able to know. And sometimes they're not difficult to find. If it is that you pay attention to the news, if you read the papers, if it is that you are members of any of these associations, you will actually get notification of any program that is available. Many of them will come in the form of grants, and these are really beneficial to you right now. These are advantageous to your business, to your survival, to your family. So I'm encouraging you to take advantage of them once you qualify. Next, I want you to involve your family in the decision making. This is a time when the reach of the crisis is going to affect every single member of your family. Now, we want to ensure that we come out together. We come out stronger. We come out prepared to face any other battles, because I'm not so sure which other crisis can match this one. It's a make or break situation we're in. Because all our family members and loved ones are going to be impacted, it is imperative, it is key for you to get them involved in any decision making. We have been talking about areas that we can save on. But you realize that as you cut back, as you get to the bare bones of your expenditure, as you're down to digging into any saving that you have, then what happens is that the kind of lifestyle that you've been living is going to change. It's going to be different. It's going to feel different as well. and it's not always in a very good way. But how do you survive in such a situation? How do you survive in a time when we are called upon to do things on a scaled down level? It means you want to get the buy-in of your family. You would be surprised at the many strategies you can sit down and brainstorm as a family that can help you all pull yourself out of this crisis and overcome the different challenges that you're going to be facing. Because we know that when we're in a crisis, it gets worse before it gets better. For how long? None of us would be able to predict that. So you cannot be the only one making the decisions. You can't be the only one who would be implementing the changes. Get the support, get the buy-in of your family. That is the only way that you're going to be able to really pull through stronger than before. My final tip for you is to establish an emergency fund. Oh, an emergency fund during pandemic? Almost unheard of? Not really. Here's what we're talking about. So I've been telling you about the different ways in which you can actually save some money. Those same amounts of money that you've been saving is what I want you now to put away in an emergency fund. Like I said, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Therefore, those pennies that you're saving on those different measures we spoke of, these are the amounts that I want you to set aside. Don't touch. Do a plan for how much you're going to save, whether it's a daily saving plan, a weekly, a monthly saving plan. Emergency fund will come in handy when you are in dire need. Therefore, I want you to develop a level of consistency and discipline in your path towards a better self. This emergency fund is not a fund that you're going to go in every week. You're going to set it aside and you're going to forget it. And remember, the money that is going into this emergency fund is coming from those different steps that I just spoke to you about. So those are my steps to you to get you on a path of really being stronger after this pandemic, really getting to a place where your finances are much stronger and to develop a better habit of managing your money. So it's time for you to determine whether or not the things that you've been spending on really makes any sense. Are they important to you? Or can you reduce them? Can you delay them? Can you actually do without them? We want to ensure that you come out of this pandemic, out of this crisis, stronger, better, and equipped with better skills. You would have developed the habit of getting into a pattern of saving. So, saving is going to be critical. Those are my few steps to you. I hope that this video helps you on your path towards better money management, better control of your finances. Plan well and you're going to succeed step by step, one step at a time, confidently, with discipline and being intentional about it. Now, I hope this video will help you to become a better money manager after this. Thank you for watching this video. Share, like, and don't forget to subscribe. Join us again when we talk about more ways to improve ourselves. Thank you for watching.